At 61 years old, I need to do movements that are effective, efficient, productive, and safe. If I'm going to do a movement just to move more weight and I get hurt, none of these things are going to happen. So I have to be careful and apply lessons I have learned the hard way. Hey gang, welcome back to Mark's 60 Plus Fitness Journey. Now today what I'd like to do is introduce a new series I'm going to call Lessons Learned. Now this is specific to this over 60-year-old man and lessons I've learned along the way, oftentimes the hard way. Now today what I'd like to do is focus on wide grip versus narrow grip pushing. In specific, this is going to be related to bench presses. Now a few weeks ago I posted a video. It was a chest workout I did, and recently in the last few months, I've started doing bench presses at the beginning of my chest workout. And on this particular day, I was moving along really great. I was making good progress, but on the last set of the last rep of the last set, I pulled, tore, tweaked, strained something right here in this left pec. And I was using a really wide grip bench press, one I've always used since my younger days in the late 70s, early 80s when I was powerlifting. So I laid off that for a couple of weeks and didn't do anything because I literally could not do anything that involved any kind of chest movement, even pull-ups. So after a couple of weeks, I started testing it out to see how it was progressing, and I did some empty bar bench presses, and even like after 2 weeks, it still hurt here. Not nearly like it did, but it was significant enough I could not do bench presses. And so what I did was I said, okay, I moved my grip in, moved my elbows in, and did some movements like this. Felt really good. So I tried it out with push-ups, same thing. My normal wide grip, elbows out, push-up, hurt. Moved my hands closer, elbows closer to my body, great. And what I found was that moving my grip closer, with my elbows close to my body, I got more tricep work, obviously, but surprisingly to me, I got work right here on the inner portion of my chest here, inner portion of the pecs, and up here on the top inner portion. Now these two parts right here have historically been problem areas for me in my chest development. Now, in regards to my younger days when I was bench pressing, all I really cared about was how much weight I could move. That was what was important. I didn't care about chest development per se. So it didn't matter. Now, I laid off bench presses for years, literally, like 20 years, since I started doing them again a few months ago. And I went back to my normal wide grip. That's what I was used to. And boom, injury right off the bat, almost right off the bat. So this is a lesson learned. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of bench press movements and push-up movements I did at the gym the other day. It's an empty bar bench press and just a few push-up variations just to see how it would feel. I'm going to show you those, and then I'll catch back up right after that and do a brief overview of what I found out and what I'm going to do from this point forward in regards to my chest. Let's go do that. Okay, so here we go. Doing a little testing for myself. Here I have my conventional wider grip I've used my whole life, starting way back when I was doing my powerlifting in the late 70s, early 80s. This is primarily chest for me, less so triceps. You'll notice my elbows are very wide, almost 90 degrees to my body. Puts a lot of stress on the pec muscles. And at my age, apparently that stress results in a little injury. Now here, I'm moving my grip in much closer to the inner knurl of that bar. It's a little uncomfortable for me at first, but I'm sure I'll get used to this. My elbows are much closer to my body. I think this is a much safer movement for me. And even with this empty bar, I could feel the inner pecs being tightened right there at the contraction, which I think is great for me. So I like that. It's got potential. And I followed that up with a push-up test. And here I am doing my regular conventional wide grip, elbows almost 90 degrees to my body. And I felt it a little bit on the pec. Not terrible. It's getting better, but still, I could feel it there. So here, moving the hands in closer, elbows much closer to my body. And I started doing these as part of my tricep work on my arm day. And I found doing these, yes, I got really good tricep work, but I also felt it on the inner portion of my pecs and the upper inner portion, which is really what I'd like to hit. So right up there, down the center, is exactly where I felt that, and that's exactly what I want to feel, because that's where I need the most chest development, and of course some tricep work, but that's okay. Okay, so there you have it. I am going to be moving my grip to a narrower position, my hands closer together on my chest workout days. Bench presses going to be a narrower grip, elbows in. Push-ups, any chest movements, I'm going to focus on keeping my elbows closer to my body, taking less stress off this outer portion of my pec, because my goal is to be able to work out and develop a little bit of muscle if I can, but stay fit. But I'll never be able to do that if I'm injured. So the trick is to do the movement safely and effectively without getting injured. And I will say this, and thank you, by the way, I got more than a few comments, suggestions, tips from you guys and gals out there regarding my wide grip bench press. And it basically revolved around moving to a narrower grip. And I did fight that. I resisted it until I got that little injury right there. So I learned that the hard way. It's recovering great, so I got out of this pretty well. But that's what I'm going to do for my chest days from this point forward. I'll track it and let you know how it goes. And I see high hopes for this. And as I said, there are a lot of lessons I've learned along the way, and a lot of them I've learned myself. Many of them have been presented to me from you guys and gals out there, or people at the gym in general. I'd like to think I can keep an open mind here and learn. I think this is what this is all about. This is not necessarily a forum of me telling you what to do. I'm presenting what I do, right or wrong, and in response, if you see something that can be corrected, improved, let us know. That's what this is all about. We all want to do this the most efficient, safe way. So there you go. Thank you so much for stopping in to visit with me today. And if you would, do me the kindness of clicking that like button. That'd be great. And if you haven't already, please consider clicking the subscribe button and keep coming back for more content like this. Collaboration between all of us on how to continue our fitness journey over 40, 50, 60, or 70 years old. And that's it for today. So I guess I'll wrap it up and say, until next time, go get 'em. Mark out.